as an individual, how much agency do you think you actually have? Now, this subject of agency is one that is potentially never ending, right? For as long as human beings have existed and been able to share ideas, there has been this idea of free will, that somehow that we as conscious beings are, somehow outside of the chain of causality, that we are able to choose and therefore affect the outcome of the universe as a whole. And the more science progresses, the less confident anyone can really be in that kind of position. So from a social science perspective, it's incredibly complicated, because there is an element of choice in life. There are things that you do genuinely choose. But what you don't get to choose is what the options actually available to you are. So you exist in a society, and that society imposes certain structures upon you, social structures upon you. The communities you live in, the services you use, the so on and so forth, right? All of these things, they are things that exist around you. You're born into that space. And with that comes a set of values, cultural values and so on and so forth, that you have imposed upon you by that environment. So when it comes to making the choice, how much of a choice are you actually making? How much of that choice is down to your individual agency versus imposed upon you by those social structures? So this is something I think about quite a lot, and I'm not going to sit here and say that I've got some kind of concrete answer, because actually nobody does. But the more I think about it, the less agency I think that we have. I do think we have some choice, but I think the limitations on those choices are much greater than we might perhaps perceive them to be as individuals. So when we actually make those choices, I don't think it's even possible for us to know in an absolute objective sense what part of that choice was actually our choice rather than being imposed on us by social structures.